Okay, we're live, boys. So,
Wow.
All right.
welcome everybody to the fan lounge.
Why are you
Uh,
so close to the camera?
Bro, I don't know. Lots to get down today. We got our local Leafs expert here, Caleb Maclean. Welcome to the show, bud.
My God, Caleb.
Thanks for having me, boys. I
Caleb is
appreciate it.
he's a
Not a problem, buddy.
pretty good kid. He plays hockey for the local association, Shabakto, and he's probably one
He's
of the
probably been the
biggest,
captain every year on his team.
nicest kids. Like,
I remember when I played with him, he wanted to play defense because he thought he would be good as Morgan Riley.
Yeah, because I was watching Morgan Riley and he made
Yeah.
it look fun, so I wanted to try it out.
There you go.
glad I had the opportunity to grow up with him to talk about Leafs knowledge in the classrooms and just so welcome.
Thanks, man. 3 out of the 4 people here are Leafs fans, so I feel like Carter's going to be a little outnumbered today.
Yeah, Carter's
That's
the
okay.
odd one
That's
out.
okay.
Carter, bro,
That's okay.
what was that?
My Blackhawks are on.
What was that Go
on
Leafs
our
Go Leafs private story last night, bro? I seen that. What was that all
Okay,
about, bro? What was that?
so let me explain myself here. So basically, I just hate the Habs. Like, I hate them.
Who
Like,
does?
there's no one more in the league I hate than the Habs. Like, their fans, I mean,
Mhm.
not trying to backlash the Habs at all, but like, or the Habs fans, I should say. But they're just not my cup of tea. I'm not with them. So I can't believe that most looking ass guy scored last night. To be honest with you, he scored the
Kotkaniemi?
overtime fucking goal.
He's a beauty.
Okay.
He's a-
I don't
He's
want to switch
annoying
back
me,
and
though,
forth.
this series.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with Game 5, then go to Game 6. We
Yeah,
we
Game
don't go
5
back and
review,
forth.
boys. So Carter,
right.
do your first take on it.
Actually, I think that Caleb should give his first take on it since
Oh, yeah,
he's our
okay.
guest here.
Caleb Maclean.
Game
Let's do
5.
it, bud.
Game
That was
5.
Thursday?
That was Thursday, yeah. 4-3 overtime.
4-3.
22
Yeah.
plus. Oh, Caleb, I have a question for you before we start getting going here. What's 22 plus 14?
22 plus 14, 36?
Yeah. Yeah, so Cole Caulfield plus Nick
Oh,
Suzuki.
yeah. Crazy. So,
Don't bring that up,
yeah,
bro.
man. So, it's kind of funny that overtime.
Yeah.
I was watching it on the little TV in my room, but I have a delay on the TV. So
Oh, I did hear this.
I checked
Mm.
Instagram once.
Hear this on
1
Jesse's
second.
podcast.
Yeah, I said it on. 2 podcasts in 3 days. Yeah, and the first thing I saw
Don't
was a
matter.
recap of the game. Habs 4, Leafs 3. I'm like, all right, I gotta watch this. Like, what's about to happen? I think it would be as bad as it was with 2-0, and yeah. But the thing is, I like Nick Suzuki and I like Cole Caulfield, but I can't allow myself to like them in this series because, man.
Man, they can shoot. They can shoot that puck, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Carter, your take, bud. Are you done? Are you done, Caleb? You got
Yeah,
any more?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay,
No, it was
so
a trash game.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can say that too. So game 5 first period was not looking any good for the Leafs, obviously. They obviously, the Habs, like, when a team faces elimination, they just, like,
They're
some
0
teams just
7
get
now.
yeah, so, like, they just get a spark. Like, they just find a spark. Like, most teams usually just find a spark in their team when they're facing elimination. That's what the Habs did.
Especially when
came
it's the
out-
Leafs.
Yeah, exactly. And
They can't finish.
obviously there's a lot of history between those teams. So to say I was surprised, I really wasn't surprised, but I didn't expect the Habs to win because when we were going into overtime, like, it was the most weird game ever. Like, Jake Muzzin scores 2 goals. He joins a rush. He scores a slap shot from the point. Like, just like, I don't want to say fluke goals, but like
Unlikely
the
goal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, and that's what most of the goals in the series have been. Just like turnovers or someone off its foot. Like TJ Brody's goal last night. Like, that's just an example. Like, just, I think that's the whole series was like pretty much worth of goals. Like, just like either like just regular shots off someone's pad or off someone's, like, I don't, like, anything. Like, we haven't seen the puck go down Ben Strott's shirt last night. Like,
Yeah.
Was it
It's
down his
just-
pants?
I don't even
Yeah, like,
know.
he got,
It was just in. It was just with him.
like in the back
Like-
of his pants with the jersey caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't find it.
Yeah.
A series it is. It's not for stars. Like we're seeing Jason Spezza go up there. Like he has what? He has the most goals in
He's
this.
3 goals.
Yeah, he
Not
has
as
the
much
most
as
goals in the
Willie,
series,
but
doesn't he? Oh,
Willie got
yeah.
4.
Yeah, Willie got
Willie
4.
has 4. Yeah. So I
My boy
mean,
Willie.
did Willie score in the last 2 games? Yes, he scored. He scored game 5, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
He might have.
He
No,
had so much chances,
he-
but he didn't.
but he had like a 2 or 3 like at game 5. At the time, Kerfoot led the Leafs in points, but then Willie had like a 2-3 point game that game,
Mhm.
and then he took the
Yeah.
lead. He has 7 in 6 games so far, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I just think. I mean, it's kind of upsetting that like game 5. It wasn't obviously. I don't even know, man. Like the overtime, I thought the Leafs were gonna win. I was wrong. KJ's score prediction was like right there. He said 4-3.
Leafs shoulda won, man.
Overtime. He said 4-3 Leafs overtime. I kind of felt bad
Woulda
for him
won.
there for a good second.
I was
I really
upset.
thought. So I'm a Blackhawks fan, but like the Leafs are my favorite Canadian team, and
Yeah.
like they're like probably like my second favorite team to be honest with you, because like I root for them. But like I love ripping people about the Leafs. Like I love
Mhm.
ripping into Keegan,
Well-
KJ.
Well,
and
yeah, you
all
ripped
them.
into me, bud.
Yeah, it's just
I
so
go through.
fun. It's just so fun, and they get so pissed off, and I enjoy it. But I mean, would I like to see the Leafs win? I mean, yeah, because who doesn't want? I mean, if you're a Leafs fan, you obviously want to see them win. But like, I think other teams,
Yeah.
like people, like they wouldn't mind seeing the Leafs win either, because just of their history in the playoffs and stuff like that for like the last couple of generations here going on to now. So
Yeah.
and Liam, what's you can talk about game 5 here, and then we can just go to game 6.
Yeah, so
Forgot about me, boys.
Going into game 5, you're coming up next, KJ. Don't
Yeah,
worry,
bud,
bud.
you can go
You
next.
didn't say I was next. You said let's go right to game
We're
6.
going around the circle here.
Yeah, I know,
Um,
bud.
So
Right around the circle.
yeah.
We went from Caleb up to me. Now we're going down.
We're going-
It's gonna be like a little.
so game 5, so 4-3 overtime victory for the Canadians.
Yes, sir.
I figured, if the Leafs aren't going to win in regulation, it's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure that was my prediction. Of course, my score prediction was off, but yeah, just, total mess. There was like you said, a 2-0 with Suzuki and Caulfield there. The Leafs didn't show up, and they did
Mhm.
find that spark, and they did, they couldn't get it done, and they're gassed pretty much.
Mhm.
So Montreal showed up. They wanted that game really bad, and they wanted to get back to Montreal, and so now they have fans in the stands. So going into game 6, the Leafs, they were in trouble.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, KJ, what do you think?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had high hopes going into the game, like especially having a 3-1 lead, and then I remember
Leafs.
just watching, like, coming in like the first 5 minutes, like Montreal just had this, like, it was like a different fuel in them. You know what I mean? They looked different. They looked faster. They didn't look like you know what I mean, like the team that we've been dominating over the last games, except game 1, I guess. And then Armia had that wrist shot, I think it was from the ringette line or whatever, wherever it was, a little bit after that, and picked the top corner on Campbell, and I was just like, man, that's not good. Like, we usually, like, we need to score first, especially with
You're
Leafs
sitting
fans.
there, you go, man, that's not good.
It wasn't good, bro. And like, I know, like, Leafs just did not look like the team like they were, and I was getting worried there. And then, as Montreal gets the second goal, I think it was Armia again, wasn't it? Yeah, it was that like rebound, and then so it's 2-0. Then KK gets that next third goal, and then I'm like, what the heck? Like, it's 3-0, the Leafs, man. Like, I still had faith in them. I knew that, like, when the Leafs get behind, they get fuel in them, and then they they play.
Yeah, in like the last 7 minutes. Like,
and
it's
that's
ridiculous.
and then that started. I think who had the first goal? It was that. Who had the first goal? It was that. It was the Marner. It was the Hyman. Like he kind of whiffed at it and went in. I remember that. So that kind of got them going. I feel like, and then Musin had those 2 goals. I don't know how that third goal went in. I don't know. Just the puck went right like this much through Carey Price's pads. I honestly felt bad for Price that whole game. Like,
Never
man,
feel bad for Price.
like I know you can't, but the man's so good, man. Like he's always
Yeah,
like
like
I don't think he's a human. I think he's a robot in there, bro. He's just so like he knows where to be. He knows like he's the best like technical goalie there is. You know what I mean? Like he
and he's
knows
so
everything.
calm.
He sets himself up for like the best every shot, every deke. Like the man knows where to be. Like whoever coached this man when he was younger, like this man, like
He would take a helicopter to practice in his games.
Yeah, I heard that because he's from a small town in BC, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it's from like an Aboriginal community or something.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a lot around him, right? So, or there was like he was in kind of like middle of nowhere, I think. So, or it was far, so he had to have a little private copter. That's crazy.
Well, man, I hate that we're playing against them, especially when we're down and we know when it's 3-0, we know we got to get 4 goals on Carey Price. It's very hard to think, and then. Honestly, high hopes going to the OT. I was stressed, but I had high hopes. I wanted them just to get this done. I knew that the Leafs were feeling good because they tied the game. And then we had Galchenyuk just turn around and fire it blindly into Cole Caulfield's stick, and there you go, 2-0. And then the game's over. So I feel like
that's the thing with the Leafs, though. Like, sorry to cut you off, but like even in like Game 6 overtime, I knew they weren't going to win the overtime in Game 6 because like 3-on-3 overtime, Leafs will take it, right? Because there's so much space. But when it's playoffs 5-on-5, it's just another period. You know what I mean? But you're just going even harder. And when you're already like under pressure from that Habs team, they're hungry, man, right? So
very.
When you go into that OT, right, anything can happen. It's not like you're 3-on-3 dancing around out there, puck possession. No, you dump it, go hard in the boards and stuff, right? It's just a whole nother game. And that's when the Leafs lose that battle sometimes.
What I noticed with that OT is like right away the Leafs I feel like the Leafs just like went up and they just were like goal right away, like goal. They're just pushing for that goal, and then who knows? Like they didn't know Montreal. Like Montreal is they break out very well. They dump and chase. They do everything. They like if you notice they break out better than the Leafs. I'll give them that. Like, and then you can't do that on Montreal. You know what I mean? Or it'll cost you like it did to them.
So I'm gonna say my piece for Game 6 now. So
yes,
Game 6. It didn't miss a minute in that game. I didn't even look away from the screen. I don't think. To be honest with you, I was pretty focused in on that one. I really thought the Leafs were gonna win there. Not gonna like going into the game. Obviously, same story as game 5, unfortunately. And the exact same, pretty much, OT winner. Just Travis Dermott panicked, threw it behind him blindly. Yes, Barry Cunningham, he picked it up and put in the net. Now, man, like there's nothing more than I hate than that. I mean, they played so good in the third period. Like, I remember texting like our group chat, KJ, and I was like, let's go. Like when they first scored, because Spezza scored, just like once again, just the depth guys, you know what I mean? Just doing their part, played it well. Yeah. Spezza comes up, puts one inside Carey Price. Price is playing like a brick wall the entire game. Like I said, just another one of them goals that like just screened. Like Price was screened by his own guy, right? So then obviously I don't even who scored for Montreal like before the OT winner.
Harry had the first one.
Harry
had. Okay, yeah. I want to talk about that. I want that is so bad.
Let's get on. Yeah, let's talk about this goal interference. What's your guys' take on it?
That is so bad. I hate that. I hate that. Okay, so you could clearly see in the replay that TJ Brody was not at all pushing Tyler Toffoli in the net. Not at all. Okay? Jeff Campbell looks behind him.
Yeah.
When he thinks he has it, Tyler Toffoli's literally in his, like, where he's supposed to be at. Okay? And so Campbell thinks he has it. Toffoli takes it off his pads pretty well. And literally, like, looks behind him. And he sees that he can't go anywhere, so he's obviously not going to try and move. You know what I mean? Like he was already, like, Toffoli was already touching Campbell on his skates. You know what I mean? So, like, okay, the exact same thing happened on Game 6 with Game 6 between Minnesota and Vegas. Okay, Alex Tuch was in the crease, and I could have, like, I thought it was a goal because Matt Dumbo was, like, pushing him in, but Alex Tuch was, like, in the crease, and Vegas scored, so it should have been a goal, and they didn't count that either. And then, you know what? And I hate those calls, and I hate when, like, I 100% agree with Sheldon Keefe for challenging it because it was 100%, like, I 100% thought it should have been a goal.
Well, he had no choice but to challenge it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that too.
Of course,
but
he's going to challenge it.
I hate that rule, the delay of game rule. That is so bad. That is such, like, I just don't like that at all. I mean, you get one coach to challenge a game, and if you screw it up, that's delay of game. That just is so bad.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's
I
kind of
like
harsh.
it. I think
it's good.
I know it
but...
comes to bite you when, like, it's your team, but, like,
yeah.
when with that I forget, it was either game 4 or game 5. The one where Dominic Ducharme challenged it, that weird one.
Yeah.
And you saw Dubas, like, he's like, what? Like, Dubas was looking at it, and he's like, yeah,
why is
there's
he
nothing.
challenging
And that took so long, and everyone was like, that's not gonna amount to anything, and it didn't. So then that's where, like, the penalty comes in.
I didn't
You know
get
what I mean?
I didn't get why they challenged that one.
No,
You only
and it just
tapped
took
him.
so long for some reason. I think they said they had to find the right angle for the refs and stuff, but that's one of the scenarios where that rule with the delay of game comes into, play, where it's like, okay, yeah, you just took a weird amount of time for a game, and that was annoying, so we're going to give you a penalty.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
honest, like, I mean, I shouldn't say this because I don't know what you guys feel, but I'm not going to be nearly as biased as obviously you guys would be, being Leafs fans. Like, but me watching that game as a hockey fan, like, it just pissed me off. Like, it really did just piss me off. Like, that goal that Corey Perry scored, I don't know, like, how do you guys feel about it? Do you guys think it should have counted?
Let me just have my take here.
So
I think that basically what happened was, I don't even have to look at it from a Leafs perspective. I think of it, okay, you guys drive, right? Carter, you have your license. KJ, you have yours.
I'm getting mine, yeah. Or I have my beginner, so I'm getting my full.
I think of it like this. Okay, so it was Toffoli that was in the
Sirens,
crease, right?
boys.
Yeah, we'll just wait here.
Sprytown anthem.
Here, just wait a sec. Just wait.
Yeah. Sorry, viewers. We live in Spryfield.
I
don't live in Spryfield. Neither does Carter.
Melville Cove, close enough.
I don't live in Spryfield.
We're in
Liam
the
will never.
we're in the quiet
Liam
spot.
will never.
We're in the quiet spot.
Okay, so I look at it from a driving perspective. Toffoli was in the crease. I think of it like this: if you're moving through an intersection and you stop right in the middle, and somebody's trying to get through, and that person smashes into you, well, they're stopped in the middle of the intersection. Well, whose fault really is it? It's the person who stopped in the middle of the intersection, right? So basically, Campbell couldn't get back into the crease.
Well,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Just to add on what you're saying, like, if someone stops right in the middle of the intersection, like let's say you're on a highway and you're switching lanes, that's like stopping right in the middle of the two lanes and people not having enough room to get around you, so they just stop right there and just wait for you for a sec. That's the same thing as what Campbell did. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, we're basically in a standstill. Like,
you can't move.
The ref just decided, he didn't touch him, so it's basically not his fault.
What's Campbell supposed to do? Just run around the net and just go on the other side? Like,
I know. But technically it's not interference because he didn't touch him. He was just in his crease, which is pretty stupid, I think.
It doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, from the start, the Leafs had a lot of problems. I mean, they came out strong. They had a lot of shots, and I look at it like, may the best team win. I don't really think that Montreal was the best team in this game. The Leafs had what?
No,
42
shots.
10 to 1. Yeah, they were like
they're 10. Yeah, they're
40,
outshotting
42 shots. They
were
shot
outshot 10-2 at one point.
Yeah, 10-2 in the first 10 shots.
First half of the
Leafs.
game.
The Habs didn't even have shots.
Yeah.
The problem is the Leafs are shooting it right at Price's chest. No, I'm just talking in general, the shots at the start of the game. The Leafs went up
Habs,
10.
Habs are up 10.
Habs are up 10.
Yeah,
the Leafs were,
the Habs are up 10. I mean, it's both sides though. It happened to the Leafs in the overtime. I just happen to remember that as well. The Habs didn't have any shots in overtime.
No, they had two shots.
And then TJ Brody turned it over. So anyway, they're on both sides. They're shooting it right at the goalie's chest, and I don't really. Yeah, it was just in general, it was a mess.
I'll do my take on the game.
Yep.
I think this game was literally like Game 5, but with a difference of 1 goal. You know what I mean? It wasn't 4-3 at the end. It was 3-2. Like, the Leafs came out. They looked garbage. They weren't passing. They weren't making passes. They were like whiffing on these shots. They were like looking really shaky. They looked nervous, honestly. It's like the Montreal crowd was getting them nervous or something. And then, of course, the Habs go up right away. And then we had that rough stretch there where we had, or it was the power play goal. Yeah. So it was actually, I'll say this. I feel like it was better than Game 5. Because it was 0-0 till like whenever, till we started making these rough bad luck plays, and the goalie interference, of course. That, I mean, it was like, I don't know why it took so quick for them, honestly, though, to make the call. Like, I feel like they should have put more thought into it. I guess there might have not been like much angles and stuff they would have looked at, but like, man, like, it's a playoff.
I don't think I saw interference on that.
Like, Campbell was way out. I mean, and Brody may have looked, but like, I seen Campbell, like, it may have been just me and he may have not been doing this, but I seen Campbell like on his legs, and then he seen that like the puck was out, and he tried to look back, and he did like this little thing twice where he looked back and Toffoli was right in his way, and I just thought they were going to overturn just because of that. But I guess the refs didn't knew he wasn't doing that or something, and I feel like I don't know. Give us your thoughts. Why didn't you think it was interference, Caleb?
Well, to be honest, I kind of forget the whole play, but I remember watching it and seeing all the replays and like, I don't think that's interference. I couldn't give you a full description of why. I really forget, but I remember me saying, "Oh, that's not interference. I don't think they're going to call that." That's all I can remember.
I did have a feeling they weren't going to either.
I'll tell you something. If Campbell would have made an attempt to go back into the crease, that's all he would have had to do.
Hit Toffoli.
Yeah.
But
they
Campbell
would have automatically called it like that.
I'll say this to Campbell right now, like, he's nice, you know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna like push anybody or anything. Like, have you ever like really seen him? Like, I think he might have did it once, but he's not really like the aggressive goalie. You see him get scored on all the time on these loose rebounds, because he's not aggressive when everyone's around him.
And he's just a calm guy in nature. And even like at the post game show, like they lost and he was still smiling and talking. Like, it's just keeping that calm demeanor that'll help you next game.
Like,
he essentially played a pretty good game.
He did.
He had a lot of shots, but so did Price. Both sides, like I said, they're shooting it right at their chest, though. And then what happens? The Leafs lose it in overtime, just like they did in the last game. They can't seem to get it together. They pounded the shots to the Habs in the overtime, and one turnover, and it's over.
So, I think obviously TJ Brody's goal was just absolute fluke. Once again, I did not think I didn't see Leafs scoring another goal after that first one with Spezza, but that's just what I thought. Obviously, it hit right off Jeff Petrie's foot and right through Carey Price. I think that Carey Price has been the player of this series by far. I don't think there's been a better on ice player than Carey Price. I mean,
William
I don't know if you guys-
Nylander.
No, no way, no way.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just no.
To be
just-
fair, the Habs would have been like done in 5 games if it weren't for
Oh.
Price.
Oh, 100%.
If Jake Allen was in there,
Oh, done.
it would have been over. This man is a robot net.
It's crazy how he tracks shots, like you guys were talking about. He would sit there. Okay, so when someone go up the ice on one play, I mean I couldn't tell you exactly what play it was, but there was 3 straight in overtime where he gloved every one of them down.
Oh,
Every single
Yeah,
one.
he did.
You
he
can't
did,
shoot
he
up
did
there.
some nice saves. Yeah.
Man,
We see
Like,
That
still
Dermott
standing
one?
and he just
That
yeah,
Dermott one,
that
do you see
Dermott
that?
one. Yeah, so
Just nature.
clear lane. I thought this is over. There's no way any NHL player could snipe a goal. Like, you know, I mean, on Carey Price, obviously the hardest. Like, obviously NHL players can snipe. It's just obvious.
yeah,
So,
all of them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
some
that's
better
what I
than
mean,
others,
like,
but everyone has the
anyone.
abilities to rip one home.
Exactly. So Travis Dermott, okay?
Dermott.
No,
Oh, he's not.
Travis
He's definitely
Dermott.
not a Leafs fan.
Dermott.
No.
Okay, what about him? What about him, Gertrude?
Okay, so he comes up. Obviously, there's a clear lane. I would have done the exact same thing, rip for the top corner. But I mean, on Carey Price now, like he just flashed the glove. Like he got down, and did he ever track his shots? Like it was crazy to watch. Like he was in like when I seen his. So they showed a replay, and he went down. And when I looked in his eyes, they literally looked like just lasers going towards the puck. It was actually crazy. Like I've never seen anything like it on a goalie perspective like that. I mean, I'm not a goalie, so I obviously don't know what it's like to like. I don't know. I've never tried it either, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm like. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how
Goalie
like
expert.
what the exactly. I'm not like that, so I don't know exactly what it's like. But I've never seen a goalie like that. Is what I'm trying to say. But that's just that's
And,
how I
like,
feel about those last 2 games.
Even like the past like few years, like we've seen Price's numbers go down, and people have been making the argument that like, oh well, he should get out of Montreal. They're wasting his prime, right? But like even just right now in the playoffs, after all that we've seen with Carey Price, like the highlights, like everything he's done, amazing, right? And we've seen the best and the worst. And coming off, I don't want to say the worst because he was still great, but coming off the lower numbers than he had previously and just pulling this off in the series against the Leafs, like a crazy offensive team, that's insane to just know that he still has it to just turn it on whenever he wants. Like, it's ridiculous.
How old's he? 30.
I'm going to look that up right now.
30,
He's getting up. Yeah, he's getting up there.
He would be like
33.
yeah.
Not
He'd be
that
like
bad for a
age-
goaltender.
He'd be the same age as Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's been their goalie.
Yeah,
for,
because he was drafted in 07.
well, Kane was on Team Canada, but for Tays he was.
Yeah, he was drafted in the 08 draft.
Where's he
Or no,
from? The
07.
where'd he come from? The WHL?
Tays played for the Winterhawks, did he? No, that'd
No,
be too perfect
Price.
if he was a Blackhawk.
That's Seth Jones.
Oh, Tri-City Americans.
Price was on Tri-City.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who did Taves play?
Tays
Did
was
someone say it?
Tays is from Winnipeg, so I think he was. Well, that doesn't really matter for WHL what team you go to, but
No, I
like
think he has a lake named after him.
I think
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, he does have a lake named after him.
Tays Lake.
Somewhere in northern Manitoba, somewhere.
Well, yeah, that's where he's
He
from.
played for
Yeah, he played. I'm looking it up right now.
I'm getting Devin Taves. I need Jonathan Taves.
Devin Tays, bud. Colorado Avalanche.
Maybe he didn't play in the WHL.
Tri-City
I'm just going-
America. Oh no, he went number
Price.
1.
Oh yeah,
I thought
he was
Kane,
Tri-City too.
Yeah, Jonathan
Kane-
went number 1 in the WHL draft for Tri-City.
Kane played for London. I know that.
Yeah, London.
Yeah.
Knights.
They're such a good organization. Them
They're
and the
straight.
Halifax Mooseheads are the best CHL organizations there is.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, maybe.
I would agree.
Close.
You know, Halifax
Halifax
is putting
is
out a
one-
lot of players.
Did he even
Top
play
10
in the
man.
WHL?
Yeah.
Because like I don't see any stats here. I think he just
Best player to ever play for the Halifax Mooseheads right here, boys. Kelly Bent, the GOAT.
What a beauty.
The GOAT.
All right. Let me say my last little spiel here.
Yeah.
I think other than Price, the Leafs have nobody to blame but themselves for getting themselves in this situation.
Mhm.
I think, they got into this situation where they're down and they're trying to get a couple of goals tied up before overtime. And didn't they put out like Wayne Simmons and like they did put out Jason Spezza, but I don't know
He
who else
was
is
kind
out
of
there.
he was
It
playing
was
well
like
at that game though.
he was okay. I have nothing against Jason Spezza. I think that the Leafs should be playing him more, considering that Marner and Matthews they didn't even have any goals. They had one goal. I think I already said one goal in the series. They need to be playing Spezza more, but they should be getting Matthews and Marner out there. They need to kind of redeem themselves, and they need to get a couple in this series. Game 7 is going to be really important.
I'm just glad
Yes.
Game 7's in Toronto, because if Game 7 was in Montreal with those fans, easily Montreal takes the
That was
series.
crazy. That was crazy.
We're going 18 years strong, not passing the first round. The Leafs are in trouble,
Yes.
man. It's
And
going
but
into
like
Game 7.
we look at
If
this,
they couldn't finish it in 2 overtimes, games 5 and 6, you're basically you dug yourself in a hole.
we've seen we look at them not finishing this series. And, how could they not? Oh, they did but it's not surprising. You know what I mean? They're 0-7.
0-7 in series
2013
clinchers.
to try to
Yeah.
in series clinchers. And I remember in 2019 when they could have closed it out on Easter Sunday or something.
Yeah, I remember
did,
that game 6.
Yeah, and they didn't. And
They lost the next game.
another loss to Boston, right? And they've been every playoffs they've been to since 2017 with the Capitals have gone to a technical Game 7 if you include the play-in with Columbus, because that was a best of 5 and went to 5 games, right? So every one they've gone to has been 7 games basically.
Yeah.
And
they still haven't passed the first round since what? The lockout.
2004.
2000 17, 18 years, whatever.
So we've been on the Leafs now for 30 minutes. I just want to say 2 more things, and then I think we should move on to
I got
Boston Islanders, and then we should do
Yeah.
Can I ask Caleb a couple questions before we end the Leafs?
Game 7.
Yeah, for sure. Here, how about you guys do that at the end?
Okay. At the end, okay, Caleb. I got a little interview made for you, okay, Caleb? The Leafs expert.
Is that cool at the end?
Yeah.
All right. So
you guys already
already
know what I think about Game 7, so I'm pretty much done with the Leafs. We don't want to beat a dead horse. Go ahead, Carter.
Okay.
They're pretty much done.
I'll say my piece, and then we'll just try and wrap it up here. So I found a lot that Nylander was playing with Matthews and Marner on multiple occasions during the game.
Yeah.
Did you guys
should be a good line?
Keith was playing with the lines. Did you notice that?
He
was
I don't know what he was thinking.
I was like, what are you doing, Keith? But
in Game 6 of the playoffs, and you're going into overtime, you're messing with your lines.
I know that's what
Who
I just
thinks
said.
of that?
Why did he have Simmons and them out there in the last 5 minutes when you're down?
Yeah,
Only Matthews and Marner and Spezza out there.
I mean,
Spezza.
Only one thing would solve this problem, boys. We get Sheldon Keefe on this podcast. Someone email this guy. We'll get him on.
Email.
Sheldon, if you're ever watching this, we want you on, bud.
Yeah, because this man's worried about our emails. He's probably getting emails from Kyle Dubas being smarten up right now, bud.
We need Dubas on this too.
Oh my god.
He'd be such a beauty on it. He's definitely a podcast guy. He'd be so crazy on it.
He'd be so crazy, yeah.
I don't think Keith would be. Do you see how he speaks to the media? He's kind of boring, honestly.
He's chill.
Still come on our podcast, so don't.
We can get Babcock on since he's
we gotta get Babcock on.
Did you guys see that Babcock is working for
NBC?
Yeah.
NHL and NBC, bud.
Crazy.
Yeah.
My dad didn't realize that, and they were gonna go with Coach Babcock on this interview, and my dad was like, where's Babcock come from?
I know. I was shaking my head. I'm like, no. He did not.
Yeah, because after he got fired with the Leafs, he took some time off, right?
He's still making
And then
money
he
though, eh?
si- Yeah,
They're still
and then
paying
he
him.
signed this deal with some university hockey team, like in
Saskatchewan, I
Saskatchewan or
think.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we're like, oh, he's just gonna coach with them. I don't know if he did or not, or maybe the season got canceled for COVID, but I don't think he
Yeah.
coached there.
I think it
So
was
now he's
COVID.
on NHL on the NHL network or whatever, and yeah.
So this is the last thing I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
I pray to God for everyone who hates the Habs and for everyone who likes the Leafs. I pray to God that Jake Muzzin comes back and plays this game 7.
He went out last game, yeah.
I didn't even see the injury. I know it's lower body. And he's so injury prone. Like so injury prone. Like we have seen him been injured so many times.
Well, in the bubble, he couldn't really do anything about that.
No, I know. But like he's been injured like 4 or 3 times since he's been a Leaf. Like, and he's been a Leaf for like
he's a big
year and
guy.
a half. A year and a half. He like broke his jaw. He like I don't even know what the other ones were, but I know he broke his
If there's
jaw.
no Muzzin in Game 7, it's not looking good. Like it's not looking good.
I'm gonna be
anyway.
stressed. I'm gonna be stressed.
You're out. You're out. You're out. Like you're a top 4 defenseman. You're out. Your second line, like your captain / like top 4 or 5 player. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like what? I mean, top 3. I think he is, but we'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Matthews Tavares.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty fair.
Mm-hmm. Well,
guys, I think we should move on to the Minnesota and
Vegas
and
game
Vegas
7.
series.
Oh, okay,
Vegas game 7 came out with the victory. I think it was 6-2, wasn't it?
6-2.
6-2. But it was a tight game though. Like all the goals came at the end. They
It
were like
was.
empty netters.
Yeah. See Robin Leonard toss the hat for the boys.
Yeah.
That game is so late.
Oh, because Vegas is 4 hours behind us. So
those are the games that I watch like when I go to bed. Like I'll just like kind of tune it. But that one I was watching because it was game 7. But
yeah,
it was crazy. I thought Minnesota was gonna win. But
I was hoping for Minnesota.
Yeah, just to see that, like it'd be crazy. But on the podcast I was on with Jesse, I forget who it was, but one of the 2 coaches that they had said we were all making our predictions, and he said whoever scores the first goal is going to win the game. And Vegas scored the first one, and he was right.
Well, yeah, when you usually score the first goals with those teams, like
yeah, but Minnesota scored quickly after that too. Like they got in it. Parise put one home.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised.
Matthias Janmark with the Hattie.
Yeah.
Matthias.
Wasn't he
yeah.
Was Matthias Janmark? Yeah.
Swedish.
Wasn't he on the Stars?
Yeah, he was.
He was on the Stars and the Blackhawks. On the Blackhawks forever.
How's that feel, bud? Your former player getting the Hattie in a game 7.
Well, yeah, you'll have to see it. The Blackhawks have the best organization in the league.
They're falling apart.
They had one. They had the best.
They had one.
I don't mean the best team.
2010, 13,
the
and
best
15.
organization.
They had a little dynasty going there for a bit.
Look,
can we just acknowledge that? That was so crazy just to do that in this era, to win 3 in 6 years.
It was like back to back. Them and the Kings had like something going there.
Yeah,
for
it was
5 years.
Hawks, King. It was 5. You're right.
It was like Hawks, Kings, Hawks. Like that was crazy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because it was 10. 13,
Hawks
15.
first.
Yeah, it was 10, 13, 15.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It was like Hawks, then the Bruins, and then the Kings.
It went Hawks, Bruins, Kings, Hawks, Kings, Hawks.
Yeah, the Kings got it in that breakout or the lockout season, whatever it was called.
And Penguins twice, Capitals, Blues, Lightning, and we'll see.
Yeah, that was like back in 2016, something like that.
Like the Penguins.
Oh yeah, the Penguins got 2 years in a row.
Penguins
got back to back.
Yeah, it was like
crazy.
2016, 2017,
because they have
something like that.
They have 5 cups and 2 of them are from back to back.
Yeah, because Crosby
92, 93, or 91, 92, and then 16, 17.
And there was like 08. Actually, no, they didn't get back to back.
No, they lost to the finals.
They lost the finals, and they won.
08. Then they won, same team, 09.
So, boys,
let's do our.
Are we jumping to the Bruins and Islanders?
Oh yeah, let's start with them and then top of the game, and then I'll do our series.
Well, why don't we get Vegas out of the way here and talk about the Avalanche. That's going to be the new series.
Because Islanders just played like last night.
Yeah, I guess
Boston played
that
last
series.
You
I
could
didn't
do
really
that.
follow that game.
Crazy how you got like round 2 and round 1 games going at the same time.
Thoughts on the full
Yeah.
capacity in Beantown?
Crazy. Were they all
Beantown
vaccinated? Is that why
possible.
they? Yeah. Were they vaccinated? Is that why they were allowed to do that?
No,
Yeah.
they're just opening everything up, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, not them. I don't think they would be like vaccinated to come to the game. Like I feel like they don't like it doesn't.
Well, if you're going full capacity, isn't that how you have to? Because I know that in some like
they have
I
like
think it's
a
the
lot of
NBA.
people
They have a
vaccinated.
vaccinated section.
They did with
everyone's, like, able
Nashville
to be-
too, I think.
Yeah.
Did they? They had like a vaccinated side or something, and the unvaccinated.
Yeah, that might have been where I saw it, and they
Yeah.
were just packed, and the non-vaccinated had to be like spread out.
In this game, we can say playoff pasta is back. 3 goals for David
I can agree.
Pastrnak.
5-2.
Man, Pasta
I can't
was
stand the Bruins.
started off the last series kind of iffy, and then he had that nice goal against the Caps, and ever since then he's been back. 2 assists by Bergeron, Krejci with 3 assists, 3 apples, Marchand with an assist. It's just that line, man. The Marchand, Pastrnak, Bergeron.
Perfection line.
The best line in
good
the
line.
league. The best line in the league.
That's so
No.
crazy. Like we
I
look
don't
at
care
the
about
historic
McKinnon's.
lines
I
in
don't care about
history.
No,
Like
McKinnon's.
you're crazy. You're
McKinnon's
crazy.
line is
McKinnon, Landeskog, and
No, but
Rantanen.
I'm way more
That's
scared of
also
them.
crazy.
I'm way more scared of that line. It's maybe because I don't watch the Avs enough, but that line's good.
Well, the Avs line,
That
And I don't like the
insanely-
Bruins. And I don't like the Bruins.
Avs line is just all around skill, right, and speed. With the Bruins line, you get a little bit of everything in that, right? 2-way with Bergeron, you get
Mhm.
Marchand and Pastrnak to dangle and snipe and pass and stuff.
Like, as much as I hate Marchand, the man is a playmaker. Like, the man is
And
one
he's
of the
cleaned
best
up his act over
playmakers
the
in the
years.
league. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that
he's
man
so great.
when he gets the puck, he's doing something with it. Like
Ever since the
little
World
while
Cup of
ago.
hockey, he really showed how good he is.
mhm.
A little while ago, it was like I don't know what season it was. I think it was the year that the Blues won, so 2019.
Mhm.
They showed how many points like the top 4 guys that had the most points in the last 100 games. Now this was when so it was like McDavid, Crosby, and then I think another guy, and then Marchand had the most. He had 128 points in 100 games. That is
It's crazy.
crazy.
Well, he had the 100-point season that year too.
Yeah.
Almost
I
all
mean-
3 Nova Scotians had 100 points.
100
Crosby had
points
100, McKinnon had 99, and
Yeah.
Marchand had 100. But shout out to
He
Crosby,
makes-
though. People forget about Crosby. Crosby's still one of the top.
Yeah.
I think he is. Still.
Crosby's also dusted.
Do you know how many
No,
goals? Do you know how many goals Alex Ovechkin scored in 2011 to I think it was 2011 to win the Rocket Richard? Do you know how many goals?
2011, wasn't it like
65? I think it's 65.
No. I don't think.
Oh, it was
I-
30 something. It was 30 something.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was 30.
it was the
Yeah.
lockout year
what
though?
was the
It
year?
was the
32.
lockout year. It was the lockout
Then
year
when did he
though.
score 65? That was early, Ovi. Let me.
But yeah, what's
yeah,
his
go
top
on.
goals? What's his top goals?
I think it's 65. I gotta check.
Yeah, Kurt, I noticed that year. It was Marty St. Louis was the leading point scorer with 67 points or something.
Yeah, 67.
But I was
How many
like,
games
what?
was that?
And then I
How
looked
many
into
games
that
was
season. It was the lockout year. It was the lockout
I
year.
mean,
Okay,
How
he
many-
never had
how many-
65. Then who am I? Oh yeah, he did. 7-8, 2007, 2008. Yeah,
Yeah.
65 goals.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is
112
stupid.
points.
that is-
Um,
And Stamkos had 60 goals one year.
What's Gretzky's top goals in 1 year?
92.
Yeah, it's like
But in total, he has 894.
Man had like
Noah Dever
200-point
touched that record.
seasons, bro. Like what?
Might be a pro, can do better.
If this man did not score a goal, he'd still be the leading point scorer. Like that's crazy to
just
me.
He has
That
like
is nuts to me.
so many. Yeah, 2,857 points in total. That's insane.
that is stupid.
The man didn't even have to find the back of the net. He would have still been the points.
No, and he
point
wasn't the
leader.
fastest guy either. Like that's
Mm.
like the thing with Gretzky. It was just how smart he was on the ice and how skilled he was.
Yeah, he couldn't even air the puck. Like Who's always some Corwin,
Who's Corwin?
some
is that? Yeah,
Corwin
Corwin.
references. I'm
Yeah.
joking. Gretzky
They
is the
always grill
goat.
him out. He never lifts the puck.
So back to
He
the
didn't need
Islanders
to.
and Boston.
He didn't need
Back
to,
to the
yeah.
Austin and Islanders series here. I just think that you cannot give the Bruins power plays like that. You just can't do it. You just can't. You have literally the best, like one of the like. I think Colorado. I mean, Jonas Donskoy is on Colorado's first power play, but I mean Boston's power play is top 3 obviously in the league. So like McAvoy, Krejci, Bergeron, Pasternak, Marchand, like ridiculous, right? So you obviously can't give him that time. We even seen McAvoy score last night, which was good. He's been really good in the playoffs so far, point per game, 1 goal, 5 assists. Good to see. I like him, so that was good to see. But yeah, I think that they're gonna win the series. And did you guys want to do like our series 2, like our round 2 predictions here for like bracket wise?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'll go here. Wasn't there a big scrum last night in that series?
Probably it's the Bruins.
I think there was a couple, honestly.
I didn't see
Oh yeah,
much of it.
Charlie McAvoy's helmet came off a couple times there.
Yeah.
There was.
Oh, does anybody else see like Foligno? I'm talking about Leafs, but we're talking about scrums. Like, do you see him get like he went flying? He got hit by like 2 Montreal defensemen last night. Am I the only one who's seen that?
I didn't see
No,
it.
but I know McCabe got
The man got
rocked when his
like
helmet came
the man
off.
got.
Oh,
I
McCabe
seen
got
that. Yeah.
rocked.
Yeah.
That was a big hit.
And the new rule, you have to skate to the bench when your helmet comes off. So
When
it's not like
your
he
helmet comes off.
like pick it up and put it back
And
on. keep
and
going.
last thing about this, me and Caleb were noticing last night. If anybody watching this knows this, why was Freddie on the
Freddie?
other side of the ice
There's
by
no room
himself?
for him.
What? Is it
Did you
just
guys
the
see? Yeah,
benches or something?
Freddie was just. It was like on like
The man was by himself. Felt bad.
it was the Habs
Yeah.
side, or no, it was the Leafs side at the beginning of the game, and it was like to the left side of the blue line. He was just sitting there with a little baseball hat.
The Bell Center is so weird because the coaches have to walk across the ice, I think, to get to the dressing room.
Something like that.
It's like
There's
when we
like-
played.
It's like a really
There's
big
no-
arena, though. You
Mm.
Yeah,
notice how
but
big the
there's-
Bell Center is? It's like huge.
Yeah.
And the
There's
fans
no
were
access.
going nuts.
There's no access to the bench.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back.
Everything. is
So,
yeah.
different, guys.
Yeah, so the Islanders Bruins,
Yeah.
I think that, I'll probably watch this series, but I would expect Boston to take the series.
Yeah,
Everybody does.
that's safe. But like
They got
Islanders,
a couple of solid lines, so yeah.
they're good too.
I'm gonna say Boston in 5.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I said New York might get 1 game.
Sorokin wasn't the same guy we seen last. Like, I don't think he was the same guy last night either. Obviously, he's been playing really good, but
I'd say
Yeah.
Boston in 4, boys.
Yeah, I hate going with the sweep because like it whenever you think it's a sweep, other than like Colorado, it's never a sweep. But I'm gonna go Bruins in 5 just for that game 1. Like they really started off fast.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Pasta, man, if Pasta,
If he keeps on this,
it's scary.
it's Bruins in 4.
Yeah, he's not gonna get a hattie every game, but like if he can produce like 2-3 points whole series, easy 4 games.
So one thing I didn't realize about the third round, is that it's seeded by
reseed.
regular season. Yeah, it's reseeded. So the Leafs cannot play Colorado if they make it. Like they can't. It's either Tampa or Carolina.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember like before the playoffs started, I was just going through all the scenarios and looking at the seeds. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
I think I don't know, like I'm not like I don't know the exact like thing, but I know that the Leafs can't play Carolina or Tampa. And if like a team, I think if Winnipeg makes it, they have to play Colorado because they'd be last, like no matter what, because they're the worst team in the playoffs. But yeah, that's just something I just didn't even know until like the other day. I thought that it just kept going. So did you guys
Vegas and Colorado prediction, boys.
No, because I don't want to switch. Is that in the same division? Is that in the same conference?
Well, we got the Canes and Tampa Bay. We go
Canes
with
and
those
Tampa.
predictions, boys. They didn't play a game yet, so we can't really. It's hard to make.
I'm saying Canes
Well,
and 7.
Canes
I'm
and
saying-
7.
Oh, that's a bold prediction, man. Like that.
I thought I was the only one who was talking good about the Canes last time. I know it was Zach.
Oh, no,
He was saying the Canes are gonna lose.
No, he's.
So you guys had Zach
no.
Horton on?
No,
I
Zach.
just
Zach
Oh.
Zach
James.
James.
I want to see them win.
We should get Zach
No,
Horton on.
Zach on it?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
Zach's,
he's
if
Zach
Zach's
Horton.
watching this, come on, bro.
We'll send this to Zach.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that Zach said that that Carolina was gonna give them a run. Like this is exact word, a run for their money.
Mhm.
Carolina was gonna give Tampa a run for their money. That's the exact word. So, with that being said, I'm gonna say 6-2 Tampa or Game 6 Tampa.
Who Carolina played in the first round?
They played
No, that was Tampa.
Nashville.
Tampa, Florida.
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Nashville, yeah. And that went 6 or 7?
6.
6. Yeah, that was tight. I'll go Tampa just because you can't go against Tampa. You know what I mean?
They're goated.
I think maybe if Tampa wins, they might go far.
Mhm. For sure.
They played 5 hours.
Tampa. I got Tampa in 7, boys, just because I know Carolina can take it that far. I don't know if they can outplay Tampa the whole series, but they got
With
it in
legend
7.
James Reimer, they can do anything.
James Reimer, former
The
Leaf.
goat.
They just need
The real number
2013 James Reimer, and they're all good.
When they
Except
were-
Game
they
7.
were
Except Game 7.
so
James
bad.
Reimer.
Wait,
They were
I
so
can.
That wasn't his fault though. That was his fault. That was the team's.
I bet every one of you guys can picture when that 4-1 lead was dropped and James Reimer is sitting there like this.
Man, yeah.
James Reimer and Jonathan
And the
Bernier.
Bruins are just like running over. Man, Reimer and Bernier, I love Reimer.
He was good that
Reimer and
series.
Bernier were a crazy
He was
pair.
good, yeah.
Obviously, it didn't work out how we thought, but
Well, Bernier kind of the end of.
Okay,
Bernier
so,
came from a backup in LA to the starter job in Toronto. Like that was a big
It's
ass.
hard, yeah.
so we have Canes in 7, Tampa in 7, Tampa in 6, and Caleb says Tampa in
5.
Tampa in 6. Tampa in 6.
So me and Caleb are right there again. All right.
I guess
So
me and Caleb are right.
me and Caleb are right again. So next series we can go with is the Colorado Vegas series. So this is by far going to be the closest series. I think. I think it's no matter what, it has to go to. What's their regular season here? Let me look up Avs versus Golden Knights regular season here.
Well, we saw that with like some other team, and I forget who it was. It was either Blues or someone, but like some team had the regular season record like easy, but then like they just lost it in the playoffs. I forget who that was.
Yeah.
Here's what I
Jets
think
and
about the
Oilers.
Vegas and Colorado.
How long you've been
series.
drinking that Tim's Cager?
Must be a
I
large.
got a large just for it can last the whole podcast. It's a double. It's
I think
awesome.
that Vegas is going to have a very physical game. They're going to have a physical series. Ryan Reeves, you know what I mean? Colorado has some depth. If Nazem Kadri comes back, two physical teams.
Did we have a word on that yet? I know we appealed it, but did we get like a verdict?
Kind of.
I don't think 8 games.
But
I think,
It was 8 games, but then he
He
appealed
tried
it.
appealing it. He's not gonna get it.
Yeah, he kind of tried appealing.
We talked
it,
about this
yeah.
last pod, I think.
Yeah.
If he was
The
gonna get
classic
it.
suspension in the playoffs,
He
Kadri.
said nope, the Players Association doesn't take any crap. It's their decision.
Except when it's Tom Wilson.
Except when it's
George
Tom Wilson.
Peros is laying down the law.
Mustache man.
George Paris, former goon.
The goon who
Is that why he's like
enforced
doing
the
it? Is that why he's doing it? Just because he was like a
Probably.
goon?
But like it's not just him, it's a whole team around him, you know what I mean? But like they've
Yeah.
definitely made some questionable decisions.
I'm saying
No.
Colorado in 6, guys.
Okay. At the end of the day, I think no matter how many games it is, I think it's gonna be Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But like
Avs. Are you okay?
they're the favorite, but that always boosts the like motivation of the underdogs.
Yeah. Abs in 7. Nathan McKinnon, OT winner in Game 7. You heard it here.
That's a little too
We'll see.
perfect.
Okay,
see.
so they played 6 games during the regular season, I think, and they 3 wins, 3 losses. With that being said, I think it is no matter what going to Game 7, and I'm gonna take Colorado.
It's just 2.
But if Vegas wins, that's not surprising because, like I said, going to Game 7.
Did I make a prediction? What did I say?
You didn't say one, I don't think.
You said
Oh.
Abs something.
Yeah, Avs are gonna win, I think, but it'll either be 6 or 7 games. I'm not gonna make one prediction. 6 or 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Avs in 7, and you're saying Avs in 6 or 7, and KJ is saying
Abs in 7.
I'll go Avs in 6 just to finalize it.
So we have 2 Avs in 6 and 2 Avs in 7. Caleb, you're wrong that time. Unfortunately.
We'll see.
Okay, so and that's pretty much it for that. But next episode we'll talk about like when obviously Game 7 rolls around between the Leafs and Habs. We'll talk about that series between whoever it is in the Jets. So if Caleb and KJ want to conduct their interview now, that
Yeah,
can be
KJ
done.
wanted to ask me something.
Yeah, so I got an interview for the Leafs expert here to answer them. You see Marner lately, and he kind of looks like he has a hole in his stick out there, missing all these open nets and opportunities. Do you think he has a little playoff bug, or do you think it's just happens?
He's fine. Let me look up his stats right now. He has like 4 assists or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
He ain't
we'll
get,
see how the games record, like the past 5 games.
Hmm.
But he had an assist in Game 5, nothing Game 4, nothing Game 6. So Marner and Matthews, they'll pick it up if they get to round 2, but they're gonna have to turn it on in Game 7.
Yeah. So
Marner,
Matthews,
yeah. He didn't help the Leafs in the last game. You know, he
Had some
took
good
that
chances.
stupid penalty. I don't know if it was his fault or what, flipping
just
it
try to
over
dump
the
it.
thing.
Just for
I
you
think
guys.
I think
There
that
you
the hockey gods have like a string on his stick or something. They just pull it every time that puck comes near him. They got a
Just,
string on the
seriously,
puck and just pulled
seriously.
it out of the stands. You know,
Just because
It's,
you guys are Leafs fans, I'm gonna
pretty
tell you guys
ridiculous.
this. Just because you guys are all Leafs fans, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I just
Oh,
seen it on like my Instagram feed. It's like it's been 6,241 days since the Leafs last won a playoff series. What's one more day? Seriously, though. What's one more day?
That's one more.
6,241.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like we're not the only one.
Yeah. So my next
Let me look
question
up.
was the Matthews only has 1 goal. You kind of answered it too. You said he didn't really have a bug, but like
Yeah, like
Matthews only 1 goal. That's surprising. He was the best goal scorer in the league this year. Like,
I'm no analyst,
yeah.
obviously.
I thought it was
and I'm not
McDavid.
really one. What?
No, I meant the best. Like,
I thought it was McDavid.
no, but I said best
For
goal
goal.
scorer in the league. Like, because he
Oh,
won
He
the
has most
Rocket.
points.
He has 41.
Yeah, McDavid got the most points. Yeah.
Side note: McDavid, 105 and 56.
It's
Insane.
nuts.
That's how many
Yeah,
drives
that was
Draisaitl
crazy.
had, like last year or whatever, in like 82. So with Matthews,
Mm-hmm.
in the playoffs, I'm like I said, I'm no analyst, and I'm not one to call out players really. Oh, he should have done this, because I don't know what's going on in their head.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I see it, and everyone knows that playoffs are a whole different game.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthews is a finesse player, right? He's good in the corners. He always wins the puck back, always has. But in the playoffs, him and Marner, playoffs, you got to get those greasy, ugly goals. You got to get to the crease, and
Like Montreal in the last game.
yeah, the goals that you
Last
score in the
couple
playoffs aren't going to be pretty. The ones that Matthews and Marner score. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like in the playoffs, you just got to find different ways to score, and I think they're still trying to feel that process out, but they'll come alive in Game 7.
Yeah.
Mark my word.
So as a Leafs fan, this stat really bugs me, and it really just makes me sad. Honestly, just 0 for 7 in series clinchers. I know we kind of went down this, but what are your thoughts? Like, it's the most Leaf stat ever. 0 for 7
Oh yeah,
in the last
but
7
like
series clinchers. We can't get it done in the playoffs, it seems like.
Game
So,
6 was a perfect like summary of the Leafs since like 2016.
yeah.
Just get down, right? You're down 2, 3 goals or whatever. But then in the last 5 minutes, like when they were down like 2-1, I was like, yeah, they're easily. I know they're going to tie this because that's
Yeah.
how the Leafs do things. They
Yeah.
always just bring it back, and then they'll break your heart at the end.
They need to be
You guys wanna know
motivated. They
couldn't
need to be
clinch.
motivated.
Did you guys know something? So I heard this last night. Carey Price hasn't lost to the Leafs on a Saturday since 2014.
That's a Sportsnet stat, eh?
That is such an irrelevant stat, but just from last night, that stat comes back to haunt you.
So wait. So like a
Yeah.
Hockey Night in Canada, you mean?
He hasn't lost to the Leafs.
He hasn't lost
Since
to the Leafs since
2014.
2014 on a Saturday.
Like on a Hockey Night in Canada.
It doesn't matter if it's on a Hockey Night in Canada or not.
Well, they haven't played the Habs since like in the playoffs since.
Yeah. How many times?
So it's been a
they
Hockey
played
Night in
them on a
Canada.
Saturday?
So it's been a
Well,
Hockey Night in Canada.
How many? Yes. How many times? I'm gonna look this. How many times?
I thought they beat them because I remember when I was younger. Yeah, every time they'd play them, the Leafs would lose to the Habs, and I was just like, can the Leafs ever? And then they got Matthews, and they were actually beating the Habs, and I was like, kind of getting happy. But ever since like they picked up Matthews, it seemed like every time they played the Habs, they'd lose. Because I remember like I'd have friends that are Habs fans, and they just cheer me. They just cheer me every time.
For Nylander's like whole like goals.
Yeah,
like,
shout out
He
Roman.
scored the most against Price. Roman.
Yeah. So.
Shout out to Fabian.
Oh, his uncle. The next question is Sandin. You didn't see Sandin on the ice in Game 6. They got Dermott in there. Thoughts on?
He also didn't play Game 5 either.
Sandin played Game 5.
No, he didn't.
Or Game 6. Yeah, he did. He played Game 5.
No, he didn't.
I'm gonna find it right now.
Yes, he did, bro. Remember he got smoked into the boards by Perry.
Is that why he's not playing?
No, that wasn't why. He didn't get hurt on that. But like it was that turnover, remember? The first goal by Armia?
I'll tell you right now.
Sandin was in game.
Yeah, he's played the last 4 games.
Yeah, so he wasn't in Game 6.
Okay, he played 6 minutes, my bad.
He wasn't in Game 6.
6-11.
You seen him get that goal in Game 4?
He'll play.
Yeah.
He'll play.
No.
NHL.com's
Was
my
it Game
best friend
3?
right now.
Well, he has a goal in the series, but he is.
No, it's Game 4.
Game
21.
2.
He's 21. You can't really have him.
4 here.
Do you think they should play him more, or do you think they're doing the right thing?
I don't know, man. I'm not the one to ask Keith. You know what I mean? I will
We
never.
need Keith on this podcast, bro.
Yeah,
we
we
need
gotta
Sheldon
hit up
Keith.
I'm not gonna be the guy to be like, oh well, he should have done this. He should have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
whatever Keith does and what Dubas does, I'm just gonna trust them on that. So yeah, switching up the lines. You know.
I don't see a problem with it.
Out.
Like, the man does not have any playoff experience.
The Leafs coaching staff knows what they're doing. You know, they watch these players every day at practice. They sit with them and stuff. They analyze them. Like even Dubas. Dubas knows. Dubas isn't just up there making trades. Like he knows every player. Like that's what GMs do. They have to do scouting reports, and so there's so much thought that goes into lineups and stuff. And I just have trust in what they do.
You seen him right when he joined. He drafted Sandin right from Sault Ste. Marie, was it? Dubas's team.
Was it? Yeah. Anyone who's on the Leafs has probably been since Dubas came. It's probably from.
I think I am more than capable of becoming a GM just due to my recent during the past like 4 years of my NHL from 17 to 21 just GMs. I have just crushed. I mean, sure.
You should do fantasy,
stuff like that.
Okay, may I just add?
Fantasy.
The fan lounge should do fantasy next season.
I had a 6-year-in-a-row cup win on Colorado Avalanche GM mode. So if the Avs ever need a GM, I'm here.
Caleb Maclean, right here. if you need a job.
I think Joe Sakic's doing pretty well right now. So I mean,
I don't know, man. He can't compete with my GM mode.
Yeah,
And Gretzky can't compete with my Be a
60
Pro.
wins in a row.
You give Joe Sakic a controller and see how he does on GM mode.
He'd be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I make
like,
trades in real life, not on the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like that's kind of it for my Leafs interview there, Caleb.
Thank you. That was a good interview.
Are
Good
you
question.
last question? Are you stressed or are you confident on the Leafs in this game?
I've been through too many Leafs.
I think
blunders
every
to be
Leafs
stressed, man.
is stressed.
I'm
Every Leafs fan is
stressed enough.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not scared.
Mhm.
Actually, no. I'm more scared than I am stressed. But I won't be surprised either, whatever outcome it is.
Yeah, same. I just
It's like I try to keep a straight face. You know what I mean? It's like
mhm.
I know what I want to have happen, but I know that the odds are against it.
Yeah.
I did
That's
not
the
think
life
the
of a
Leafs
Leafs
were going to
fan.
lose last night.
That's it.
I was already putting into consideration I thought the Leafs were going to win a playoff series in my lifetime. Like, it was already in my head.
It just sucks because last podcast we were sitting here, the Leafs had a 3-1 lead. Life was good. And
Now we're
now
back.
game 7 is
3-3.
tomorrow night. And I'm sitting here
You saw
stressed.
my little sad Snapchat post, like,
Yeah.
oh, remember 16, 17, and
Yeah.
we're no further than we were. Like, it's just, you start thinking about all the times like that they could have
Mhm.
clinched and could have won and where you were and stuff. Like,
That
and it was
Boston
just
year really
the same
bugged me.
thought.
That Boston
Which
year where
one?
Yeah, which one?
the
every
latest
year
no,
they
the
would lose
late-
to Boston.
the latest one. Yeah, I know. The latest one, the
2019.
2019 one, yeah. Where we had the opportunity to close it on Easter.
The Easter Sunday or the Easter
Sunday.
Monday, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was sitting at my aunt's house watching. I was like, man, they
Yeah.
gotta close this out in front of a Leafs crowd too. Game 6, full crowd at the Scotiabank Arena.
They didn't do it.
Riley
saw
had the
that.
first goal. I remember that Morgan Riley scored the first
Yeah.
goal. They were leading
Yeah.
1-0, and I just had high hopes. And I don't know what happened. Man.
The Leafs choked. That's what happened.
And
Never trust or bet on the Leafs.
anybody watch the Steve Dangle live stream last night?
I watched it for the first few games.
What was his reaction? What was his reaction? We need Steve Dangle on this too. We need to make a list.
No, we gotta get him
We get
and his
big.
son Leo on.
Oh, Leo, yeah, and the
I wanna
victory
get-
gonna be
and the
the
victory
I want,
puppies.
I want Uncle
Yeah.
Leo on this podcast.
Leo Komarov,
Uncle-
I want the goat
Islanders
on this
legend.
podcast.
Leafs legend.
Remember his
Leafs
visor? He never wears his
Leafs
visor, right?
legend.
They always get penalties.
No, we need Leafs
No,
legend
I-
David Clarkson, bro. Leafs
David
legend
Clarkson.
David
No,
Clarkson.
No. We need
Still in
Islanders
the
legend
system.
Rick DiPietro on this podcast. Rick
Oh, he doesn't need to
DiPietro.
come.
He's still
He's
getting
making
paid
too much
11
money.
mil. He's still getting paid 11 mil.
He's making money. He doesn't need to come on here.
Yeah.
We're not making money.
No, you're right.
We're losing money
Hey,
from the
well-
amount of Wi-Fi we're putting into this and our time.
One day, boys. One
Oh,
day.
fun.
We'll try to
One day.
contact them before the next podcast.
Yeah.
Get someone
we're
from
doing
like
it for
High
fun.
Button Sport. Get John Moore.
I know
Moose
John
Daniels.
Moore. I know
You know
John Moore.
That's amazing.
I have
He's a
his phone
legend.
number.
We'll get John Moore.
I'm the goat. I sell cards to him.
We'll get
Call
I
them
love
up.
it.
we'll get
Sports
Austin
and
Matthews
more
on here. We'll get the boys.
Maybe he'll moon us or something. We gotta be careful.
We'll get Wayne Gretzky.
What are you guys
Great one.
talking about, man? You guys are so weird. You
No,
wanna see
remember
someone's
that summer-
ass or
No, remember that summer when he did that?
Oh
He
my
did that to the security. It was messed. And they called him Captain Underpants for a year.
Oh yeah, Matthews. He mooned the security guard or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. He like pulled his pants down
Yeah.
and like.
Didn't he get
Yeah.
like an
Yeah.
assault charge or something?
No, he got like a
disorderly
public.
conduct.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
oh,
disorderly.
yeah. No, he's talking.
Disorderly.
Wasn't it a
Yeah,
girl
we're not
too?
just talking about him.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it a
we're not just talking
girl?
about some
It was a
Yeah.
girl, wasn't it?
It was
Wasn't
some
it?
Karen.
It
It
was
was
a
him and
girl.
his friend. It was
Yeah.
mess. Him and his friends tried to jiggle the handle.
He was
like
like drunk. He's
joke.
probably drunk as can be too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Fuck.
And it messed,
Anyway,
man.
Matthews has got to show up game 7.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, I don't know about you guys, but it'd be such like a. I mean, I don't like. Kind of sounds weird, but it would be such like an honor to like be that person. Like you would be such a legend. Austin Matthews moons you. Like.
I would not be
No.
mad. I would not be mad.
That's what I mean. Like you wouldn't be
You're not
mad.
the female
Like,
security
I don't know
guard.
why you would lay charges on that man. Like I know, I get it if it like made you upset, but if that was me, I'd be like, I don't know.
That's kind of weird. Is that what you want?
Nice cheeks, Austin, or something. I'd say that to him.
Caleb, shut up, bro. You really want to brought it up, boy.
Well, yeah, because I'm not. I don't want him to do it.
Okay, man.
Okay,
No,
Caleb. You got a man crush on Willie? He's looking pretty nice in those
I've always had
styles.
a man.
Those styles.
Really
You see
do.
Sportsnet?
He's always been my
Sportsnet's
favorite.
always posting his model pics in the games. You see
He
that?
did like he did a
Oh my
Volvo
goodness.
commercial at one point too, and he was just sitting there on the Volvo, like, man.
Of course he
such a
did.
good-
Matthews
got
and
a
him have
mustache
good style. I'll give them that.
But like
Anyways,
Matthews
boys.
changed the Leafs. Everyone's trying to grow. Marner's growing flow.
Look
You
at my
got Willie with
mustache,
the
boys.
mustache and the slick hair.
Look at mine.
I can't see that.
You can't because my camera.
Maybe
But
because
like,
there's nothing. Oh, the camera.
KJ, you won't have a mustache for 2 more years, buddy.
no, I got one. If you look closely, it's like there.
Sure.
All right, boys.
If I had a
well,
beard, I could go
I think
that.
that pretty well wraps it up for this one.
All right,
Yeah,
so
thanks for having me, boys.
yeah, no
Happy
problem, bud.
to complete.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully, the Leafs will be in the second round our next podcast, and life would be good. Life
Okay,
would
but
be good.
real quick. What do the Leafs do if they don't win Game 7?
Then they're out.
Rebuild.
No, they're gonna do the same
Fire
as they did
Keith.
last year.
They need to fire Keith.
No.
He's not the problem.
You can't just fire a coach every time you lose. Like,
Yeah, we can't just give away coaches like
Every time we do, we're just throwing coaches away.
every year.
Soon you're just gonna be like. Soon you're just gonna be trying to get Joe down the road to be your coach because you're just gonna go through so many.
like
coaches,
disposable
right?
coaches.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Like
be hiring
he's
freaking
Matt.
Carter as their coach, bro. Like,
Honestly, they
Man.
should.
No, he'll show him his like NHL like GM mode record and like.
That'd be
put him,
so
that's good
funny,
enough.
man. That'd be so funny. Imagine me
Here's
coaching
my
like
resume.
Austin
3
Matthews.
Stanley Cup
Imagine-
on NHL GM mode.
just DM that on Instagram. I got a pretty good stats in NHL 20 GM mode.
Here,
Hire me.
I draft well. I scout
Someone
well.
just pretend that they're someone just pretend that they're Kyle Dubas for a second. Interview me for the coaching.
So
KJ,
Carter, what are your ideas with this team, and what do you want to get done with them?
So my number one thing here I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably waste a lot of our money. I'm gonna waste a lot of our money on actually my number one thing, get back Phil Kessel and Dion Phaneuf because this generation was better.
Let's do that.
I got the
That
Phaneuf right here.
generation's better.
Hey, here's
There
the
we
deal.
go. There we go.
Here's the deal. The Leafs.
Yeah.
need to get
Actually,
past
I'm
the
signing
first
this
round.
guy. I'm signing this guy.
Oh
Right here.
my
Doug
god.
Glass.
Doug.
Why do you have
Glass.
that?
This is who you need right here.
How
You
much?
need
How much
Doug
does that
Glass.
car? How much that car go for?
Nothing. It's free.
Nothing. What if you get it
No,
signed by the
I-
actor that played Doug Glass?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Okay. If I'm Leafs GM, I'm signing Doug Glass and I'm signing Ryan Reeves.
Mhm.
And Ryan Reeves.
But on another note, I don't see a way that
They
the
don't have
Rangers-
enough money.
I don't see a
Oh, they're league minimum.
way. I don't see a way that the Rangers don't sign or trade for Ryan Reeves this offseason. Just saying that.
Who are you gonna sign next? Guys from like on the bench or something too? Like, man, you're signing
Well,
all these.
they
like-
need-
Yeah, bud.
They need protection from Wilson or what?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Wilson will just get you suspended and stuff. Wilson will just.
No,
I
they
don't
only
understand how
fine
Wilson
them.
doesn't get
They only
suspended.
fine them.
Yeah, he won't get. Yeah, he just gets fined. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stupid.
But that's
so
nothing.
stupid.
That's like $5 for him.
Yeah. So
All right, boys.
boys.
Next time that we get together, hopefully
Yeah.
the Leafs will be in the second round.
yeah.
But we'll
Thanks
see
for-
what happens.
Thanks
and,
Thanks for getting together, boys.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks
for
for having me,
showing
boys.
up, Caleb.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Come on out.
2
yeah,
podcasts
bro.
in 3 days.
Mhm.
It's been a great run.
Thank you guys for viewing this podcast.
And that's the end of Caleb Maclean's career as that podcast.
We'll have him on the next episode.
Yeah.
Go out with
talk
the
about
bang.
good stuff. Yeah.
Next special guest every day.
Yeah. Leafs expert. Leafs expert.
He'll be
Our
around.
special guest for a 5th time. Caleb is back.
A reoccurring guest. You're the most
Special
reoccurring
guest.
Since nobody else wants to come on, we have Caleb Maclean back here for the 5th time in a row.
No. We're doing so good, boys, that we already got a Leafs expert on this podcast. We already got a
Leafs
Leafs expert on this podcast. That's how good we're doing so
We-
far.
Great.
Zach's our
Zach Horton.
special guest in game 1, I guess.
Yeah.
Get Zach
All right,
Horton
guys.
on, and he will tear it up.
Zach Horton.
Habs expert, Zach Horton. Yeah.
And Golden Knights expert.
Yeah, and
That'll
Vegas
be
expert.
next.
All right.
Yeah.
See
It
you,
was fun,
boys.
All right.
Appreciate
Make
it.
sure you
All
guys
right,
like
see you,
and
boys.
share.
Yes, sir.
Like and
And
share. There we go.
we'll see you guys next time, episode
Yep.
3.